So the purpose of our club is to promote our sport of competitive bass fishing. You know, it starts with kids that are young, like my kids. I got my kids started when they were old enough. As soon as they were old enough to hold a fishing rod, they started fishing, and now all of them, they all love fishing. And there's a lot of kids in the community that love fishing, but you know, they don't always get the opportunities to go for a ride in a bass boat or fish in a tournament and learn to fish competitively. And so that's what we do. We teach them how to fish competitively. We teach them about conservation and care of the fish in hopes that they can grow up to be good competitive anglers, but also to be responsible anglers and ensure that our fishery is around, you know, for generations to come. The way we ran our formats, they were team formats, okay? But every tournament, our members fished with a different angler. The reason why we did that was so they can learn more. Because when you fish with the same guy all the time, you're gonna learn a lot, and you always learn something on the water regardless, but I think the more people that you can fish with, the more you're going to learn, right? It doesn't matter if somebody's better than you, not as good as you. Everybody always does something different. You always have something to learn from somebody, and so that was the goal for it.
Personal experience as a coach, I'm not gonna lie, it was better than what I expected. Just due to the fact of, you know, 10, 12 years of fishing, I've had good days and bad days when it came to people on my boat, when it came to even adults just not really being into it. The one thing that these kids really provided was the willingness to learn. Like, they really wanted to learn what you were saying, which made it a lot easier to coach, because I didn't have to try to like force feed them information. They were drawing information. So it's one of those things that as a avid fisherman and a person who likes to fish a lot, having that person on the boat that wants to learn as much, it was actually like an awesome experience to be able to pass off knowledge to a younger generation who's gonna probably end up beating me later on, right, with all the different things that you kind of teach them. Not only that, but they also teach you a lot too. Like, for an example, my first tournament was on the Ottawa River, and they wanted to go to a spot that I've never been. Went out, tried it, awesome spot. And it was one of those things I never would have learned without them too. So it actually works both ways. So when we first got here this morning, the water temperature, the air temperature was super cold. Turned off the fish, but also kind of let the guys kind of clue in on exactly what fish to kind of go for. So for an example, smallmouth, kind of was going to be a little bit of a rough day for that one, so we went to largemouth right away. We were able to get into largemouth pretty quick. We started working different weed edges, got into them, and then we just kind of worked that pattern for the entire day. So. So coaching that I was applied today was more letting them do it first and then giving them pointers afterwards. So for an example, first spot of the day, gave it to them. You know, may not be something that I would have thought would have been #1 choice, but at the end of the day, the kids got to learn too. And then once they're out there, you can kind of start dropping little hints to say, hey, you know what, this is what was happening, this is what you caught them on. So you're kind of almost prompt them a little bit without actually giving them the answer. The big challenge is trying to find a way to coach one kid into not doing what he wants to do. So for an example, if we're going in super shallow with weeds, one kid wants to throw a deep diving crankbait and the other wants to throw a frog. That's where you kind of have to, as a coach, you kind of have to almost find a balance where you have to kind of bring them back to, you know, what you can use in this area. So a big thing we do is every hour we switch up. So for an example, one kid at the first hour will say, hey, I want to go super shallow. He gets the fish. Other guy has to kind of cater to his style. Second hour, other guy switch up. He likes to go deep. We go deep, and the guy has to cater off his style. So bait selection is pretty much kind of like the, I'm not going to say the hand they're dealt, but it's what the kid wants to do at the very start. When it comes to me coaching and kind of give them like what I would do, it's more of let them try first once again, and then kind of dial it in from there, as in color, size, and stuff like that. So.
Big fish of the day goes to David and Tyler. 3.71 pounds. $50. Bring on. Second place for the classic. We've got Liam and Damien, 11.09 pounds, $100. Come on up, boys. Come on up, D. There you go. Congratulations. Congratulations, D. Get a picture there, boys. Quick. All right. First place, the first ever Petawawa Junior Bassmasters Classic Champions. Ryan and Jaden, 15.98 pounds. They caught some really excellent fish today. You got $150. They got $150 for Classic Champions. Hold your plaques, boys. Let's get some pictures. And their names are going to go on this plaque. This is going to be posted in the clubhouse with the Petawawa Bassmaster plaque. They caught some great fish today. They lost a couple of real great fish today too. But I think we got a few on video at least. So here, guys, if you guys want to take that back with you, you can. Have a look at it. The final award of the year goes to the angler with the most points. The way we accumulated points was your total weight that you caught from every tournament over the course of the year, added up together. It was very, very close. We had 3 anglers particularly that were very, very close. But in the end, there's only one angler of the year. That is Ryan Sandrelli. 32.91 pounds. $100 for Ryan. Congratulations. Don't forget your hardware, chump.
All right, party.
Hold it up.
Good job. Good job, Ryan.
So how does it feel to be the first ever Junior Bassmasters champion?
Good, I guess. It's the first one. Always remember it.
You gonna come back next year to defend the title?
Yeah.